everyone! So the final episode for Amazing Race Season 33 just premiered as of filming this last night on March 2nd, and I have so much to talk about. So right off the bat, this video will contain spoilers for who won the season. So if you have not seen Season 33 yet, or you don't want to know, please stop this video right now because it will contain spoilers. You've been warned. I already made a video reflecting on the first 6 episodes of this season, so I'm not really going to touch on those a lot. I'm really primarily going to be focusing on the back half, and we will definitely be having a discussion about who won and how the final leg was like and all that fun stuff. So right off the bat, I have to say that I really liked how this season was as a whole. It was much less weird than I thought it would be. I don't know, I just don't know what I was expecting because obviously this season is so different because of COVID. If it was going to be like super different, if I wasn't going to enjoy it because there was going to probably be a lot of restrictions. And while I'm sure there were a lot of restrictions in this season and they definitely did not go to as many countries, it was still such an enjoyable season and it still felt like a normal season, which is really great, and I was not expecting that. As I was saying in my previous video, I really just genuinely enjoyed every single team in this season. The ones that came back, they were just so close the whole time and they were so tight-knit, and it probably was because they had already been through so much during the season and filming and having to stop filming and stuff. Although I will say that Ryan and Dusty and Raquel and Kayla definitely started becoming like more and more competitive as the season went on. I feel like Ryan and Dusty got a little bit big-headed a couple of times, and I feel like Raquel and Kayla played dirty a few times, but overall I still really enjoyed all the dynamics with the teams, and I thought that they all got along really great, which is something that I, of course, really want to see. I was surprised that there were 2 non-elimination legs in episodes 7 to 10. I had a feeling that there might be more non-elimination legs just because it was, you know, they didn't have as many teams at the restart, but I feel like it worked in a way where you didn't fully expect it. Like, I feel like you did expect the non-elimination legs, but then you also didn't at the same time. Like, I know when the final 4 were racing and Ryan and Dusty got last, I was like so sure that they were going to be out because this was before I knew that the final episode was 2 hours. But then when they got a non-elimination leg, I was like, it's because the last episode is 2 hours, so of course they're gonna get a non-elimination leg. There were actually a fair amount of non-elimination legs sprinkled throughout this season. It did not feel like an overkill of non-eliminations. Although there were 3, I feel like that's about average. You know, Rin and Natalia, they got so lucky this whole season. Like, they literally got last 3 times before they ultimately got eliminated and were not allowed to continue at all, right? They got eliminated in the very beginning, but then were able to come back and then hit 2 non-elimination legs during that time they were able to come back. Like, the only other team that I can think of that has gotten 2 non-elimination legs in a row was that one team in season 32, the 2 blonde sisters. I remember they hit like every single non-elimination leg before finally being eliminated. But yeah, this was crazy. They got so many non-eliminations, but I'm also really happy about that because I really like them. They were like my favorite team after Kim and Penn, so like I really wanted them to get far, and they did. They got all the way to the penultimate leg, and that is awesome. As I was saying earlier, I slowly started to not really like Ryan and Dusty as the season went on. I feel like they just got very like, okay, well, we can do this, we can plow through this, and I feel like their biggest weakness was definitely the fact that they weren't really sitting down and thinking through all the challenges, and instead was just like charging right into it head first, and ultimately that ended up negatively affecting them in the final leg, right? And I feel like if they would have thought through those challenges a little bit more, they definitely would have done better. Also didn't necessarily love Raquel and Kayla as the season went on, although I will say that towards the last couple of episodes, I actually did start to like them a lot more, and I actually did kind of want them to win a little bit. The final leg was so good. Like, if you've been watching The Amazing Race for a while, you know that the final leg of every season is always some sort of memory challenge of all the other previous legs that they had gone on. So, like, I knew right off the bat that Kim and Penn were probably going to ace that challenge because they are so particular and they're so good about like all these little things, but I wasn't convinced they were going to win. I was convinced from like episode 7 that Raquel and Kayla were going to actually win the race because I had seen a comment in a video that I had watched saying that they had won. And, you know, of course I don't like 100% believe those, so I kind of took it with a grain of salt, but then they kept doing better and better, and they got second, and then they got first, and then they got first again. And I was like, wait, they'll probably win because they're doing so good, and they're just like increasingly getting stronger. So that memory challenge at the end, like if they had done slightly better on that, they definitely would have won. Like I think part of me wanted them to win just because I wanted another all-female team that won, because the last time we had that was seasons ago, so it was really exciting, the prospect that we would be getting an all-female team. That being said, though, I'm still really, really happy that Penn and Kim won. Like, it doesn't feel real that they won. Like, I've been watching them for a while on their YouTube channel, so it just doesn't feel real to me that they're Amazing Race champions. And I was just so stressed watching that last challenge because it just was so neck and neck. Like, it was stressful for me to watch. Like, I was like shaking watching it because like they kept getting the coin wrong. Both Kim and Penn and Raquel and Kayla kept getting the coin wrong, and it really, really came down to that, and it came down to memory, and it came down to, you know, who took better notes. And in the long haul, Kim and Penn just took better notes. I feel like they completely deserve it. It was just so good. Like, I was shocked. I was just so happy that they ultimately ended up winning. Like, they did such a great job, and I'm really proud of them. And I'm excited to watch their recaps, and I'm just excited to see where their adventure takes them after this. And they're the oldest couple in Amazing Race history to win, and I didn't even know that until they said it on the show. Before the cut, there were 4 teams, you know, that were discharged between the first 3 legs and onward, and one team, Taylor and Isaiah, were actually welcoming the finalists at the finish line, and I'm surprised to see them because I know that they were discharged, so I am wondering, like, how were they able to come back to that? Like, maybe they just lived, like, close to where the finish line was, but I'm interested about that. I want to talk about the U-turns because there was no U-turn in this season, which I looked it up, and this was actually the first season since the U-turns were introduced in season 12 that there was no U-turn, which is really interesting, and I honestly feel like that kind of benefited the team, like in terms of their relationships with one another. That being said, though, I do wish we kind of got a U-turn because I always like how U-turns kind of like mix the competition up a little bit and like make it like more stressful, but it was okay that we didn't get it. I understand that this season was really weird. Another thing that this season didn't have was speed bumps. I was expecting to see a speed bump when we hit that first non-elimination leg, and I said this in my previous video. They ended up just having like a time penalty for starting the next leg. So, you know, that's exactly what happened for like the rest of the non-elimination legs. Every non-elimination leg, the next leg would just be, they would have a 15-minute penalty. So that was really interesting. I am wondering if they did that because of COVID, though, because, you know, I'm sure it was already really hard to come up with the challenges, so they probably just did not want to have to worry about coming up with another challenge. I do hope that they bring back the speed bumps in the next season. And then another thing I just really want to touch on is Lulu and Lala with the Slovaki. This was like the episode they got eliminated in, and I can't believe they ate 2 of those things. My mother and I actually just tried Slovaki because we really wanted to try it after seeing it on the show. Those things are filling. So the fact that they ate 2 of them is really, really impressive, and I honestly felt bad for them because I did really like them, so I was upset that they got eliminated. They really grew on me. I did not really like them from the beginning. After the restart and just like onward, I started to really like them a lot more. Then with the rock challenge, that rock challenge looks so hard. At that point, it was really just all about luck. It was, oh wow, I happened to flip over the right rock. Ryan and Dusty were there for over 3 hours. I remember there have been seasons in the past where teams have been stuck at a challenge for hours and hours and hours, and they ultimately end up just taking a penalty, or Phil comes out to them and like tells them that, you know, it's over. And I can't believe that they were stuck there for so long. But to be honest, I do kind of like those challenges because they're such a big equalizer. I'm kind of happy it was not an elimination leg there, even though I also was kind of wanted them to get out just because like they are a really strong team, and I wanted to see Rin and Natalia make it to the final 3, but I'm happy that no one was eliminated after that challenge. That's really all that I have to say for this season. I thought it was a really great season. I'm so happy that we got to have a season 33 and that COVID did not completely ruin The Amazing Race. I cannot wait for the next season. I hope it is just as interesting as this one. I hope that they bring speed bumps back and they have U-turns come back, but as of right now, I'm just so happy that we ended up getting to see this show again. Just let me know all of your thoughts on this season. I would love to know what you guys think. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you later. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.